Hi, how's it in the name of Christ? How are you doing? It's your girlfriend, Karabo. I hope you're good. I hope you're peachy. I hope you're stellar. And I hope you're in a neat little bunch. If you're not, welcome to the party. Is that just not the story of our lives? Okay. This is an interlude. I really did not want to keep doing interludes because, like, I'm just done with all this crazy activity on the internet. Like, I'm done. Okay, I'm done with the crazy activity on the part of occult practitioners, but it appears, I guess, my heart needs soothing, and I've got to talk about things, and me talking about them is just like a whole thing. So let's just chat, whatever. Because it's an interlude, there's not gonna be much editing, only me just rapping on about disquiet and stuff. So yay, hello, what's up, we're here, all very disquieted. Thankfully, however, I've got silence detection on my phone now, so I can take out silences even when I'm doing an interlude. That just makes life really awesome. So hey, what's good? Alright, it is lovely to have more than one phone from which to record, on which to record, in which to record, whatever might be the preposition over there. So congratulations that you figured out that my grammar was off for a minute. Listen, y'all, okay, we're not doing this, but it appears there is a slight belief that we are doing it, or maybe a very deep one, an exquisite one, a potent one, a poignant belief that we're doing this on the part of like crazy people. So that's why then we rock up and we make it clear that no, we're not doing it. This is my whirring device. It's a fan. We need it to be on, because absent of it being on, I will boil to a fine crisp. The very same way that people are attempting to make me boil to a fine crisp. So this is me competing against you to evidence that not me, you are the one that's gonna boil. Okay? And molten lava, because I choose Jesus, and it's just all very simple that we chose Christ, but people are in deep denial, so let's get straight into all that. Anywho, anyhow, so today's a Monday, as you can see from my date stamp over there. Tis gawking at you with all its fabulosity, saying what's up. It's Monday. It is Monday. I hope that orange is deep enough for you to see what's going down. So it is the 24th of Feb. I'm gonna upload this sooner rather than later. I've got content that I'm backlogged concerning, and my edits are taking 20,000 years, but it's okay because I've got many devices, so we'll try to expedite putting it online because I really want to get it out there already. I'm not uploading as frequently as I used to, but today we just felt like throwing a fast one in there. Yes, in spite of the fact that ain't nobody out here gazing at my content, which is something we are going to speak about in a moment. Alright, so it's Monday, the 24th of Feb, 2025, and the topic of the day is games of mafia men. Listen, okay? And then there's like emojis there, like of a bit of a fireball, and then yet another fireball. And then a gun. I couldn't find a believable gun, like a black gun, so we were gonna deal with the green. Maybe green is ideal because it evidences jealousy, but whatever. Guys, I've had my time at my daughter, and I promise you I'm not going back. I am not out here doing more time. I am happy to embrace the terms of my parole. I'm not trying to break them so that I can be reinvested in a prison cell of a deep body. Like, we're just not doing it. Okay? I'm going to be a nice little girl and keep myself good and constantly call my parole officer, who is Jesus Christ, and just let him know where I'm at 24 hours a day. I'm gonna keep my ankle monitor on me. I'm not gonna try to escape my house arrest or my work arrest or my whatever arrest. I'm gonna just be a nice little parolee and just do my time as a set-free prisoner from the games of men, okay? On parole. Because listen, I will put this out there. Thank you, I needed that breath of fresh air. I'll put this out there. I am on parole. I'm not like, free. It's not like I never committed the crimes or did the time. And it's also not like I got out of jail because I did the time. I didn't do the time. I was just given parole. At the age of 26, when I came to Jesus Christ, he gave me parole. But you see, the thing about parole is that it has terms. Like, you can't go back to jail during the time within which you are on parole. You gotta be a really good girl or a really good boy when you're on parole. Otherwise, literally, you're gonna finish your jail term, maybe even and then some. Add like a whole bunch of extra meat on it if you break the terms of parole. And I am going to be a neat little girl with a bow tie on my neck and everything. Out here looking cute with pixie tails, I kid you not. And I'm going to do my time as a parolee neatly, because I'm not going back to the Danyani. I'm not going back to the prison, the tronco. I'm not going back to the isiboshwa lifestyle. I'm not going back to being a cray-cray. Do you understand? Female out here in these streets, out here taking in my stride. Ukusangana kwamadoda. Angiyenzi diding. Hangizoyenza ever. I'm not doing it. We all came out of this. Like, listen, females. This thing we will acknowledge. Ritla admit her. Hooray. We all sort of kind of are damn largely for the grander majority. So I'm not going to make myself look all better than you. I'm just going to admit that I'm a parolee. I did time. I went to jail. I served. I wore dungarees. I wore orange. And it was not even the new black. Because I was out here not even giving cute in that orange. I wore stripes. I wore horizontal stripes. I wore zebra. I wore the print. I did the time and I chilled with some violent ladies in prison out here walking around with shivs, trying to end me before I leave prison. I've been in the hole. I've been in the slammer. I've even done solitary confinement of 4 years. Like, understand, I come from the Dinyani that most females out here in these uneasy streets are still in. And I am like, I'm out on good behavior. So I'm going to so I'm gonna check out what I like I said the other day, right next to Isipinya Umsuzo Malpum and Kalan Pumengim, just like that. I did my time, but I was a good girl in prison, and now I'm being let go for good behavior. So these females that out here don't want to leave me like Umsuzo, leaving the body that is flatulent. What happens when you out here be breaking the terms of your parole, or when in prison you keep on shivving women so you can even forget about parole? You will literally never qualify. I've done my time. And then Nakupa, can I just put this out there, okay? Like, listen, this is my top yak of the day that I put out all my other caveats. I'm not gonna have captions because this is an interlude, and I'm also, I'm wearing like app makeup, so it's like bounces up and down. I had to put that out there, so it's not the real deal. Just a whole bunch of stuff that I said. I can finally said that. Let me just put this out there. Alright, Mamelangbo lady girl, like, whatever. We understand that nobody watches my content, alright? But that's not because I'm boring, because of course I'm very intriguing. It's because that put me in a position to be in Dinyani. Like, you know, when you're out committing crimes, but can we just, because somebody hurt you, Mamela, I've done the foolish thing and get free now. Like a bird, like Nelly Furtado Gabina. I'm like a bird, I'm gonna fly away. I don't know where my parole officer is, but it doesn't matter, because I'm gonna stay a good girl. Hopping like a bat out of hell, like a kangaroo or a rabbit out of a hat. I'm just going to be able to present to him or her my statistics and say, look, even when you were not looking, I was doing a better thing. That's the nice thing about being in Christ. You know that the Lord is omnipresent and omniscient, so you don't actually be taking decans, alright? You don't actually taking a chance like you're on vacancy or whatever. We don't do little holidays from being sober, because then one little in-sober moment is exactly what's going to make you actually be manufacturing a shiv in prison. Cherry, because since I only that mindset as a woman, and so of course and I'm not doing it. But let's just put this out there, gala. This thing and if mara hutuka waga hwamullo is really largely based on indaba yokuthi ngizwe ubuhlungu, so it's coming off with the fan looking like it's just hot because kisa my boss, but like no, kiborile, and that's where the heat is coming from. Mamela kirata banna, so kupalitsweng konna lona di mikokotelwa ya banna called lesbians phumaniki mangintandi le Hong Kong le regular le rasa le cha kuma shining just like Hong Kong le counterfeit. Ladies, Mamelang, I've been getting ditoro, like lots of dreams, alright? I don't know how I'm feeling right now. Like, you know when you just say, yes. Mamelang utlelang, take a listen and a breather, haliketa, because you feel like I'm suffocated right now. You're asphyxiating from irrationality. So get lole for Lisa. I'm gonna like trach you. Actually, go cut your little throat. Because right now that's why you're all blue in the face. Concentrate and you're losing your mind. So I'm that doctor lady to recover you to good health, okay? o hema lanzo hemela ke di metšhini mamelang ladies ke rata banna. I love men. Can we just put that out there? I am besotted with that species. I don't know what it is about them, but when they talk, it's like a lion roaring on top of a mountain. They're hard to ignore. Their voice reverberates on some oceans, making them shatter and cause a tsunami. There is something absolutely enrapturing and captivating about men. I am besotted with them. High and low like mountains, I will move them to like thoroughly be with one. I am presently bereft. Amen. Since I was very young, my first crush, I don't even remember what age I was. I was that little that I wasn't counting. I had a crush on a boy. Go crèche. I mean, like, how old are you when you're in crèche? Like 7, 2, like 1, like maybe just lycée. I don't know. Okay. But my first crush was on some boy at crèche, and I remember it very, very well, excruciatingly well. He was just some miscreant of a boy in the room, and I just liked him. I liked him, and I was in crèche. That's how much even a whiff or an iota of lesbian inside my gym, inside my body. And then I went on to Ukula to grow up. And I went to primary school, and it just got worse. It just got worse. Because then there was like another one that I'm like, oh my goodness, it's raining boys. Hallelujah, it's raining boys. Hey, hey, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna let myself get absolutely soaking wet. It's raining boys. And of course, when I became a whole woman, it became men. But bottom line is, it's always just been me trying to go out and get myself soaking wet in the climate of a raining male thing. Testosterone. I have a thing about an Adam's apple, a deep voice. I have a thing about that look that guys give you when they have a crush. Like, I am a girl and I like boys. I've never had a single burn, not even a fiber, not even a hairline fracture on my tibia or my fibula of an interest in cherry. Why? Because long kids, I've been saying it for a minute though. Like, Lona that are getting taken away by the tsunami of this weird little 2025 phenomenon of lesbian curses, matimone, like Papa, I don't know, they're coughing up blood. It's not sustainable. It's actually getting exsanguinated, like cutting the jugular. Soon it'll be dead. Hakisho, Mara Sodom, it's not for me. I kid you not, it is not for me. I just have to put this out there as a caveat. Alright, I like boys. I've liked them for a minute. I like men. I've liked them for a minute. So frankly, Boys to Men was the best thing since sliced bread, because they went and became men after being boys. They did not transition or detransition. They didn't do anything. They didn't go trans. They didn't go bi. They just stayed men. And I was like, wow, it's so besotting, this thing. It's just so beloving. It's just so enrapturing and so encapturing. It's just so adoring. So therefore, when I come here and I drop them with all of my ugu guata, it's like a crime of passion. Have you ever seen Snapped Women Who Kill on TLC? Yeah. It's a show about females who become homicidal because dudes done did them dirty. Yeah. Crimes of passion tend to occur inside an individual precisely because there is something called passion. So huffing and puffing and blowing the house down like a big bad wolf, it's only because I'm passionate about them. I can never wear a similar disposition towards women. That's why you're all up in my grill and you're pulling out my fake hairs, because this is a wig indeed. Yeah, you're pulling out my fake hairs, bo ladies, bo girl, bo sisters. You are pulling them out, and yet I am not reacting to you with the same level of gumption and oomph, precisely because I'm not passionate about you, women. I'm just not. Labora. I mean, come on, guys, let's have a conversation, alright? This phenomenon that's doing its rounds on the streets, not like that, like Kenya. You know, there was like a challenge in the female community, and I mean, like, it's a thing. Y'all know it's a, that's like we all in Tanyani. We proper are all wearing orange or stripes or whatever, actually looking like zebras. We're in Arkham Asylum as a basadi, like as a concert. Oba la madoda lizohlanya ngakudra ba these guys we are out here being entered into danyane, but I kid you not, you're not going to get parole, not from the one who is out here able to give parole. When you decide the way that you're going to deal with indaba ukuthi la madoda yanhlanyisa is by being in love with each other. We are all very crazy for men. That is if we are heterosexual, okay? Like they're just not kosher, okay? Mara kemaswabi, like papa, it don't get no better. It just don't. Like literally there's nothing to replace them. Hae mama strutting. So ke how kananzo ubele hope ya gago on top of a mountain top. Tsolofelo. Yeah, hold on to that hope, that tsolofelo of yours like no man's business, that maybe one that's better will come along. Cause I kid you not, it's not an option to actually be batting for the other team because one that's better did not come along. Rather die an old dirty lady, do you understand? That's actually waiting for something to improve in these species than to go and bat for the other team. Because if you don't do that, you will never get parole. We all go to jail for these guys, I kid you not. We go to some proverbial prison and let them get the type that out your houses mentally ill people, like a criminal prison for like psychiatric patients, like a psychiatric prison. Yeah, it's not even a regular janyani, you know, out here doing maximum security because you done stabbed a person 7 times because you, like, I don't know, or violent. It's the type ya go kentsha batho ba hlanyang ba tshwantseng ba nwe dipilisi di meds y'all. You be out here popping some pills because a dude done did a thing or damn. The prison that women are in concerning men is like Arkham Asylum in Gotham. It's for crazy people. It is an incarceration space for psychiatric patients, and we all, like it or not, are in there. So how will a society that is heterosexual, frankly, if you escape this Dinyani, this Arkham Asylum for females, you're on parole and you're a felon. That's what you are. Even when you're out, you're an ex-con. You will always have a rap sheet. You will always have a history of and you do weird, crappy stuff, okay? Because of men. You will never be a woman that's never been in there, never done time. You will literally have a rap sheet. Every last one of us is an ex-convict. If at all, we have escaped the grain of where men are concerned. But there is no one that's never been through it. So Nina, that stay in Arkham Asylum for the rest of your days. Lo, nada in Sterkfontein for the rest of your days. You never sobered up enough to admit, like going to Alcoholics Anonymous as a pooza face, that hi, my name is Karabo and I'm a pooza face alcoholic. But it's been 5 years since I took my last drink, so I'm sober. And everybody be out to be like, hi, Karabo, congrats, sister girl. And they're giving you a hand of applause. Yeah, we all are like Narcotics Anonymous survivors. We are alcoholic, not survivors, but members. We are members of AA as women. Woo! This thing is ajo. Because of Banana, even my hair getting caught. What? I need this fan to just keep wearing. What in the world? Oh, Miriri efiki. Leona Miriri efiki. Yeah, because frankly, I should just rocked up here. Got cheese go. Except I don't really have a cheese go. But you get my point. Touch not God's anointed. Do his prophets no harm. This thing cannot be ruined. It cannot be ruined because riri or something. Anyway, whatever. Mamelang, all of us are lying down, you're find because of a madoda. So if you don't want to admit that you're in prison, you're just gonna stay there for life because you have no remorse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you have no remorse. Just like any other prisoner that Aja killed 7,000 people and he's a serial killer and they Aja interrogating him in court and stuff. This guy's never gonna be alright. He's just gonna spend the rest of his days in prison, and if he wants to avoid what do they call this, like death row? If he wants to avoid death row, he has to show some kind of remorse. So basically just admitting that you were a dirtbag helps with your case to either lighten your sentence or ascertain that you don't go to the guillotine or whatever. Like, oh, look at that, hair came out. To ascertain whether you don't go to the guillotine or the lethal injection. Yeah, so the sooner you admit and wear some kind of remorse and basically make it clear to Jesus Christ that, okay, you were a total idolater for this species. Mudimu's not gonna give you concession. He's not gonna give you amper askisi, like you're gonna get out or your time is going to be cut short or time served or community service. Like, bro, he's just gonna keep you there, go maximum security, and then when you're real bad and nasty, even for solitary confinement, and when you're extra nasty, he will even put you on death row. over amadoda. There are many a female in these streets that have died over amadoda. So mina ngicela nje to put it out there ukuthi nami phumekanyani, but I am a recovered alcoholic. Sorry. Because I mean, really and truly, there are bouts of what you might call this thing, relapse. Like every so often you be out and trying to make everybody feel deceived in your environment that I'll pussy. God, busy ngama nip underneath a pillow, busy ngama nip underneath your armpit. You are on a brandy inside a juice bottle trying to deceive people into thinking that I was a pussy until somebody picks up a whiff. Yeah, heaven sometimes picks up a whiff. So I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come here and tell you some fibs. Please, I'm going to be honest. Phume Sterkfontein for amadoda futhi ngiphuma e-Arkham Asylum. Get go psychiatric hospital. Like, yo, no, not hospital, prison. This thing here is a crime of passion. But the only reason why I get go prison is because, like I said, passion. So lesbian movement, because me, I went to jail for men, and so that evidences that it wasn't broken. It evidences that that's the right place where I'm supposed to be. Because unless you go crazy over something, right, you can never really truly be right, you can never really truly be in love, you can never ever really truly be at peace, joyful, when you are literally batting for the other team because the team that you preferred to be with hurt you. Like Pirates, only Chiefs, only a Pirates fan. Just because owning loser Pirates. When your blood is black, it's black, it's black. When your blood is yellow, it's yellow, it's yellow. When you change camp because go Chiefs or Pirates respectively, you are going to have a sense of nostalgia and sorrow in you. There's going to be what is called a hole, a vacuum in you. Deep or very canyonic in you. How do you go the bleachers only busy rooting for Pirates as a former Chiefs fan? You will always in you know what Marantwiki and saying high as I said. We're not high and low, and it's not in my life. Let's get disappointment tomorrow. I know shame. Bottom line is I yellow. To what Chiefs? Samaya when now ratang Chiefs since you were born. Ukoko wako maybe Chiefs fan, but you are just blooming in the bleachers of Pirates. After 10 years. Until first our Pirates, how that's giving. And in Nina that are getting taken away by the tsunami of Sodom and Gomorrah. Nina that are out here turning into lesbians or bisexuals because I'm not disappointed. Go and keep on betting for another team. Marana, Cranberry cake, Karazi, Mina o Karabo, out here blooming in these streets of Karabo town. Ne just Cresta Boulevard. Like joint lapaya ezulwini ngizontshela 99 uthi njengoma mina ngibe ne first crush yam on a little boy kilego crash. It's just gonna keep happening on a loop ever. It's just going to keep happening until I am with a husband, not a wife, or until I'm dead without ever getting one, because there will always be a pipe dream, a hope, something, sliver of hope, what they call naivete, even of finally there being some dude or sense. That's why it's so hard to tell young women, that they ain't jack, all men are dogs. You can sing crazy songs and say that ain't no man gonna do nothing to hurt you again, trying to empower women. Mara, there will always be some teenage girl that's gonna be like, they're not the same, they're all different, they make them different, they wrap them in chocolate wrapping like Ferrero Rocher sometimes, so it comes out real sweet and nice, and you're just speaking smack because you a bitter broad and you're old. You're like 40 something and so you've been hurt a lot and you made mistakes in life, so please don't take away my hope as a 16-year-old. You will always get young women out here trying to scratch you, take out your eyeballs, defending deadbeats until now, but they get to 40 and are like, hey, you will literally get the same young, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, hopeful lady become you when she was 16, 17, 20, 26, was mocking you for being a bitter broad. So seeing as history repeats itself and lama trend are all over. I mean, you know the saying, foolishness. The definition of ukuhlanya la emgaqweni is to repeat the same thing and expect a different outcome. Seeing as it's inevitable that Tina sonke mina nawe Tina soba bili so dibana the same mindset ideology must figure lapha pambi. Seeing as this is gonna be a thing, you go grab daughter in history. You go grab basically that which is inevitably going to repeat itself. That's what's good. And you be like, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be different. Instead of making like Advent Elea Simba. I wanna be a Simba Chippy. I wanna be a Simba Chippy. As a potato chip. Yeah, as a potato, you're gonna get devoured anyway, whether your slap chips are Simba Chippy or whatever. So you best to choose how you get devoured by the male tsunami. Because if you're gonna be a Simba Chippy honey, better be the one at the very bottom of the packet that's going to get eaten last and maybe even just abandoned altogether for eating and thrown in the bin. That's what's good, instead of going inside a man's digestive tract. In other words, rather be last to experiment with hope than to be devoured as a crazy lady at Dangani, taking a whole bunch of nonsense from Lamadoda, and then you end up converting to lesbianism or whatever. Just admit that since you all want to be Simba Chippies, just at least get to the point of saying, okay, this is how we're going to do it differently. If I'm going to be a Simba Chippy, I'm going to be the one, you know, my Simba, sometimes people don't get to them. Like, you be out, unless you're one of those weirdos that be licking your tongue and then pressing against the bottom of a packet to make sure you get to the last thing, turn it upside down and then suck it to make sure you get to the last thing. Most people will leave those crumbs at the bottom because, you know, most people don't squeeze the last bit of toothpaste out of a tube. They just throw it away. Most people have a forced the whole juice in a fairly. Some people just leave that small little drop at the bottom of the cup. They don't lick it. They don't, you know, how will not take five a slushy. How there are some people that after a fair, like especially the frozen ones, will literally grab the plastic and chew it like it's bubble gum to make sure it won't hit everything, like and then throw it away. Yeah, there are crazy people like those that will try to get to the very corner of an edible or drinkable. But there are others who are mature enough to throw away toothpaste while there is still 2 or 3 little pea-sized amounts that you can get out of there. How about pedantic? How about dingwane? How about forced to get to the very end? Do you understand? So there is hope yet for the stuff that is on what we call the dregs of society. Gune kamva, any possible, there is a possible future, foreseeable, ne? For people who are at the dregs of society, people who are bomchila last, people who get seen emva, the ones at the back of the queue, evil, that dodge my bullets. I'm just saying, like, evil, that don't get devoured. So Simba chipping do it, mina mi amo gombi yuo, kilokwa go dimo as a lay chipping. Ebe a dude kanje fela, give the first one to get devoured. I kata mo pa abangwa, ngaka masapo chicken. In the dregs of society until further notice. I am going to be in the dregs of society until further notice. Hopefully, how to treat a Simba Chippy, because there's gotta be somebody that out here is not gaolaring you like you ain't Jack, only to spit you out in Karumatang. But bottom line is, we are here for their devouring. We have literally been created for their devouring. Adam was made to fall asleep. Dude Magavuga was like, this at last is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Tambolam lase Kentucky. Dude be out there grabbing napkin, handkerchief, tissue, putting it over here on some hoza eve. You are there for nothing but the consumption of these guys. They are helpers suitable or you have been made for men, women, except the sooner you discover, the moment you realize that you have been created for others, you will stop repeating same mistake. You will stop being a 16-year-old that is all brighter than bushy tailed, thinking that the man can be salvageable, they get better, they can be wonderful. And then you turn 45, talking up a YouTube channel to speak about these crazies, about how in the world it is that they're just nasty and they can all just go and vomit because you don't care. And when they're vomiting, you're not going to take them to hospital. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You can do that. You can make like that lady got diarrhea of a mad black woman and Aja refuse to help a man out when he's in a wheelchair. You can do that and be a typical lady kingy. Angela Bassett go waiting to exhale. Pina Elia Mary J. Blige. I was your lover and your secretary, working every day of the week. Was at the job when no one else was there, helping you get on your feet. 11 years of sacrifice. Without the kids, I'd have nothing to show. Wasted my years, a fool of a wife. I should have left you behind 1,000 times. No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. You know Angela Bassett go Waiting to Exhale. She be out there burning a brother car. She be out there burning a man car. She be out there burning a man car with his clothes. Daddy all the mad black woman. I'm a chicken in a rotisserie. I'm a chiselena. Is that deep? Is that deep? Is that basic? You could just end up inevitably being that lady. Do you understand? Or you can hold on to a pipe dream God. A God you understands me. I'm trying to make relevant choices over here. Oh, you can go and do that which the Bible said do it. Pray, sister. See what happened. Cast your bread upon the waters and see if it not come back after many days. So try to be a different one. Be a different grain. Come out on the other side different from all the other women. You don't have to go and be like them. Oh. I am Jesus. And me I say I go and I convert your ash into treasure. You are treasure in jars of clay. I will go and make your ash beauty. Just trust me. But if you trust me, beware. Danger Kafar and go see. You are gonna wait. You are going to sit around at the very bottom of the drink. You're going to be the last drop of orange juice at the bottom of a cup. You are going to go and be the last little scrapings of papa at the bottom of a pot. Most people go throw it out too. Most people gonna do nothing about this cocoa of papa. Most people gonna scrape it and throw it in the dustbin and never devour it. Most people will never ever endure it through its digestive tract so it can be digested. Most people will just throw it away as that. They will ignore it. But every so often there is a very determined man. There is a very determined woman. They go and they eat this cocoa of the papa. They go and they eat the burnt part of the pot and they will devour it saying that it's crunchy. There are the people that will go and they will convert the Simba Chippy packet and they will lick it all the way to the end to make sure they go to the every last pot. And it is those people that I've refined over time to go and steward that which they devour. Man who know that I made woman for man will know how to devour woman in my eye. He will know how to go and essentially steward that which is the gift that I give, which is the wife. He will say this at last is my bone and my flesh of my flesh. Oh, I'm going to treat her the way that Christ loved the treat the church and awaited me as a brother in the Lord Jesus Christ too. For 17 years, I'm thinking that no woman coming till I finally found one that's just chilling in the corner of society, ignored by everybody. Oh, she run away from everybody. You are better off holding on to a pipe dream from Jesus instead of be devoured as a low-hanging fruit lady. You are the first one to get picked from the branch because you are low-hanging. You go and you throw yourself over there because you are always in Stegfontein. You are always in Akam Asylum, going crazy over man. He go put you in psychiatric hospital. We all been there. But some women come out on parole because they wake up and recognize the folly of the idolatry over a man. You understand what I'm saying? There are people that wake up and recognize the folly of idolatry over the passions within concerning men. And it is a form of idolatry to react to male indiscretion by becoming a lesbian. So nina ma lesbian indini angifuni nila akilebandle akizibhayisikele mhalis gaqasa achalebala. You are not that thing Reshapu hazanka ibona nze runa ri babitsang nze ri dark nze what you call this thing. We've been navigating around it because hare bone sentle types it up thing until one day you discover Gucci it's a diamond in the rough. No. You are not the thing that is the final eureka. You are not the light bulb moment, women. Do you understand? Where women are concerned. The same thing is true with men. Maranaki Wakabasari right now. With lesbianism. Listen, you are not the light at the end of the tunnel. In the striving where women are concerned pertaining crazy men or men in total who can be crazy, especially when they're yet to come to Christ. You are not the overlooked spend or the overlooked or the unperused uncharted territory. You are not the grass that is greener on the other side. You are the snare, you are the trap, you are
the thing in which people eventually think is what needs to happen because something else is just not giving. You are like, how can I describe the way that women turning to lesbianism is? Have you ever been a kid out your playing Kostrateng, tennis, back in the day when we used to play Kostrateng, bat and whatnot? The bane of our existences were these, not manholes, but you know these things that they build on the streets that on the side of the street that catch that the rain, it went like a mahare, like the rain falls into those things. Like if you've seen It the Clown, the old school one that was done like in the 80s or 90s or whatever, yeah, It the Clown actually be chilling in those manholes, like devouring kids who are playing with tennis balls and whatnot. Yeah, those, but you do best as children to not play near that thing, because your little tennis ball, if it, like, you know, Chicago, somebody throws it very far away and you run and you don't make it there in time, tennis is gone forever. It goes inside that thing and you've lost your tennis forever. There is nothing you can do. Every so often there is that one unique opportunity where you can see where the tennis ball is and fish it out or something. But largely once your tennis ball goes in there, it's gone. Turning over to lesbianism because you're fed up with men is like that tennis ball going inside that manhole. Like as umfazi when you experiment with this thing, because you are going to chart into a strange little territory that is always going to cause you to have unrealistic expectations of amadoda. Seeing as when you convert over to lesbianism because men hurt you, what tends to happen there is that you rather convert over to bisexuality as opposed to lesbianism. Your attraction to men will always be there, so you will always look at Jabu, like oh my, Jabu speaking, yeah, you will always be on that tip. When a dude actually be causing you to spaz, it's gonna happen when you're 90. Do you understand? You will always be attracted to men, and that which women tend to be attracted to men concerning, that which attracts you in men as a woman, you will be drawn to it. Like clockwork, alright? Because Jabu is always going to do it for you. That's what's good. So therefore, next time you dump your lesbian lover because you are upset with your ex-boyfriend, right? In the future or whatever, and this job dude will literally never understand, never. I need to pee. Story said, now you gonna know what time it is. Let me leave you hanging on that thought. Yeah, never.
What's up? Are you good? Are you peachy? Are you still? Are you in a neat little bunch? If you're not, why? I hang on. Hana mo to nang nitaba mo monstrating. Kalona, after all, le disastrous. So, I don't talk about never, ever, ever, ever. Will not have work. Ever. Have you ever? No, ever. Heba chunga changa is waiting. Let's take up on the waiting la tumba guys. La trapa mara. Kitchelo other day or a trapper. Marana get trapper. Tumpang, I get tumpechi. Beat, I'm unbeatable. Whatever. I'm intent. Anyway, whatever. Mamelang ne. Who but waiting kwash is a homo hotagafa. Amen. I'm so glad I fixed my fan. Never ever will Jabu Nina any experimental with lesbian, and I don't even know what in the world is going on over there. It's just madness, it's melody, it's crazy, it's here. It's giving dangane. But whatever. Alright. Utrelang Mamelang Ritsang. Take a listen. Take a bow and the night is over. Little boy, until it becomes clear. Hello, alright. Cause lady nonsense. So take a bow to Jesus Christ. Hey, Deepina. Rena, let's not Mamela. Never ever will Jabu or Temba or Beggy or Caesary, you know? Você, like verse, like no verse, lalelani, o você, angeke nyantela kwamanje, kimo, stru, koshwan. He will never add up in terms of his ability to, what's the word that I'm looking for? To be compassionate, to understand, to get it, to enwrap himself around the point. They will forever miss the point. Have you ever read that book? Actually, I wouldn't recommend you go read it. I haven't even read it, but it's just giving, it don't make no sense. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Yeah. Brother is from
Mars. He's a Martian. Mars. He ain't never gonna get the stuff of Venus. That's how God done did it. He done made it that way because we fell. Mamela. Let us return back to Adam and Eve at the fall, yeah? The garden over there where they did a strange thing. First and foremost, Eve, you are responsible for making man fall apart. Let's just put that out there. It's your fault the world fell. But men had stewardship over you. They were made first. They were supposed to exercise authority in rejecting the prospect of eating of the tree. So Adam is essentially accountable for what Eve did because he was supposed to basically put his woman in line and he didn't, okay? But let's also just put it out there that Eva did it first, yo. Eve was the one that was like, oh baby, you so fly, and seeing as you think I'm fly and I can seduce the living daylights out of you, I'm out here with my tongue dripping honey, convince you, because after all, I am bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh. When you look at me, you get mesmerized. You don't know what to do with yourself, so I'm just gonna tell you eat, and you're gonna eat. So the power of influence of a woman made a man dumb and caused him to abandon his position because Percy Sledge, even though he was yet to be born, was right. When a man loves a woman, nothing will make him not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, cause the lady done said so. It's just the sorrow of men's souls. Even when she don't make no sense, he just do it cause he's just trying to impress the lady. So he's gonna ruin his eternal soul. When a man loves a woman, he will go and throw all of the earth into depravity. Cause she said, baby, you better eat of this tree. When a man loves a woman, he will literally make the whole planet fall. And that's what happens. Adam was like, oh, I'm sorry, I got hypnotic spirals in my eyes. Cause you that chick, yo, shorty, what's your name is? And Eve was like, look at this, it's a pomegranate, eat. Nothing says that it's an apple, we just assume. Okay, so Adam was supposed to exercise authority, but then he fell apart, wobbly-legged and everything in the climate of all this gorgeosity. And Eve seduced him, but she is the first instigator of this cray-cray. Satan was the instigator, and then Eve was the secondary instigator. Adam was just a docile servant, out here following a woman, because oh my goodness, panting like a little dog. He couldn't help but just eat kunjalo. Who's man that gave us power over men that way? Whatever we want them to do, because frankly, absent of them being inspired by all their passion, men would not lift a finger concerning us. Like, they have to be inspired by passions. Like, that's a thing. So, sisters, all he wants to do is get in my pantyhose. Like, he's just so nasty. Why are you so lustful? What's with you and your pantyhose wanting like a lurking activity? Stop lurking around my pantyhose. It is problematic for them to lurk around our pantyhoses, but I kid you not, sexual desire in men over women is the very thing that makes them care, provide, protect, service your vehicle, wash your car, mow the lawn, and all that jazz. Change out the light bulbs, blah blah. They become orky, static, and like the Incredible Hulk, bulky, like Hercules. They be out looking like Danny Bravo because they're trying to get in your pantyhose. So what is imperative is to basically wait on the Lord for a dude that recognizes when it's good season for him to get in the pantyhose. And so wait to get in the pantyhose. Essentially patience, like the rest of us, and long suffering. We have got to exercise delayed gratification that we might ultimately award pantyhoses to dudes that have been trying to get into them by waiting for marriage. But you can't be mad at a dude out here struggling to have keep himself in a bunch because all he wants to do is just hop into your pantyhose. Like I said, we've been created for their devouring. It's literally for no other purpose. Eve, she was made for no other reason but to be a helper suitable to this oak. And when he woke up, he was like, oh, this at last is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She has pantyhose and I want to get into them. But there's a place that is convenient for that activity. Everywhere else, it's just sinful, it's depraved, and it's full of syphilis. However, people, all these years down the line, don't quite recognize that. So the lust of men, or the sexual passions of men pertaining women, are a motivator. And unfortunately, for you rando women out here in these streets that are low-hanging fruit like Simba chippies at the top of the bag of chips, yeah, you award them yourselves without them having to wait for the pantyhose acquisition after marriage. And so therefore, They skip time, they move border to border. They are just be perusing the streets of earth because they've been made to be inspired to do favors for women, pull in favors for women based on the ultimate carrot dangling that is the inner parts of the pantyhose. They want to get in your panties, so they will service your car. They want to get in your panties, so they will buy you a house. They want to get in your panties, they will buy you dinner, they will pay your rent, they will do everything, blah blah blah. They will serve, care, provide, protect, they will take out the trash. They want to get in your panties, so they will beat her like call in favors all over Johannesburg to try and get you hooked up with something something set up. Batla go change la battery, blah blah ya koloi e stakileng. They will wash a car for free, but it's not really for free because the ultimate goal is to get in your pantyhose. But godly men understand when they can get into the pantyhoses, right? So they will award you 20,000 favors insofar as you have allowed them the opportunity to court you for the prospect of them ultimately getting in your pantyhose. The difference here is delayed gratification versus instant gratification. And if you're smart as a lady, you will literally shift yourself down. Engati, you're excavating, going deep in the mine to get some diamonds, to the bottom of the packet, to the dregs of society, to the narrow road that leads to life that few people find, to the end of the queue, the tail. You will put yourself in jail, number last, do you understand? So that a man will have to wait to devour. We've been made for their devouring. God, there's like a chunk of naivete out here roaming around in these streets like a tumbleweed in a desert. Inside women, imaginative, that Balonga detour, Yabo Lesbo. Maswabi vibes, it's giving Gisoi. This is not going to like Gausani. Limalopa. Seeing as men's main prerogative is to get in panties, all they want is sex. I've even come to discover, I've been to rehab. They try to make me go to rehab, and I finally said fine. I was put in Dangani even though I went in there kicking and screaming. Jail, I resisted arrest. And because I resisted arrest, I was put in prison for longer than I would have appreciated being in. Once you get to a point of acknowledging what's in it for you, once you understand how this is going to deplete, how this matter, the circumstance is going to diminish, once you realize how this is going to reach a congruent end result that is matching you and mankind in totality instead of you being a sore tomb, doing things that people are not supposed to be doing here on the planet, so like being with each other despite being men, female. Stop it, you are a sore tomb. You are in the minority, stop doing it. But lost days are like Sodom, so I guess you're starting to become a little bit of a majority. Listen, ladies, I get it right, but it's alright because we don't got to rata each other in these streets. And happy you've broken my heart, and you want me to be Storm Jana that you all are at present. There is the song that keeps on going in my mind on a loop, ne? Yeah, Pink. You will remember from back in the day. I don't wanna be a stupid girl. Yeah, Gita. I keep hearing that song on a loop. I don't wanna be a stupid girl. And you are a stupid girl when you are low-hanging fruit. How will it go, Dimugwa? Low-hanging fruit. Oh, well, okay. Wait again, let me be fair. There's a woman whose content I watch online that's 26 years old and has never had a boyfriend. Her name is Ariel Fitzpatrick. So I guess they're not all stupid girls. There are women that haven't been to Dangani. Yeah, there are women. They are a small minority, negligible, barely recognizable. Can't find them on a microscope the way that they're so invisible. Yeah, not a lot of them. But most of us, before we get taken out on parole, are stupid girls. Ariel has never ever had a boyfriend and she's 26. She's waiting on the Lord and she's working happily for Christ. She does not allow herself to get taken like a tsunami. There are women that have a clean rap sheet. They are not ex-cons. They are the example for us all. They were raised up in the admonition of the Lord, ran with the gospel from very early on. So basically get married virgins. And in the best case scenario, only man that you've ever been with is actually your husband. So it's very admirable to look at Kesia Ariel, but it's extremely rare. Most of us, however, go to Arkham Asylum. Most of us go to Fontaine. Most of us get incarcerated for crimes of passion. And we keep getting fed meds in prison because we are just not recovering. We are not coming around. We are naive, and then we have the brazen audacity before a holy God to then, in all of this anger concerning how crazy men are, turn lesbian. So you spend this time around, as opposed to 10 years in prison for indiscretions, now you're doing life. And in the worst even case scenario, you're even doing death. because you get put on death row for shoving women in prison for refusing to be a stupid girl. I don't want to be a stupid girl. And Christ the King made me realize, Uti, there is value in holding on to a pipe dream. Otherwise, the alternative literally sucks, whether or not you want to believe it. You know that saying, sin is not bad because it's forbidden. It is forbidden because it's bad. In other words, it's bad for you. So even if you feel as if, oh no, my rights are being restricted, my pleasures are being squelched, I am being made very super uncomfortable right now, so I'm gonna sin. Even though you might tell yourself that, bottom line is, sin has such horrific consequences. This thing and it out here devouring my hair. Sin, the consequences of it are so excruciatingly horrific that unfortunately a lot of people come to realize that God told them, leave this thing alone, avoid this crazy menacing situation, precisely because it's going to hurt you something bad. Eventually it's going to manifest so much ridiculous that you are going to wish you had listened to me. But people want to basically, I want to see you to believe it. They go give you attitude. They go say, I want to see it and believe it. I want to see that I'm going to get devastated. In order for me to believe that you are right, to say I'm going to be devastated, bring the calamity. Bring it. That's human beings. They want to basically prove that sin is forbidden because it's bad, instead of just running with the promise that it is. So they run into it imagining that people are trying to withhold them from doing strange stuff, until the consequences of it really wreak havoc in their lives. And then you have the brazen audacity on the other side of that trajectory, to blame Modimo, to go and blame Modimo. You go and you say, Modimo, getting nonsense to D1s, so now I'm in only women get me. Only women get me? Honey, women are supposed to get you. We are from Venus. Proverbially. Till I'm gonna get where you're coming from. I'm gonna be able to relate with you, sister. That we gonna get it. Like, that's why the Pinangana about Beyonce Tapang. Hey, yeah. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run this mother? Yeah, of course. We love that song because we are rebellious. We want to believe that a world that has been awarded men in the patriarchy to be headed that way is actually ours, because we are at enmity with God's precepts alongside our natural way of being, our ontological makeup, how we are, our very nature, how we chill very comfortably in our bodies as in a round hole and a round peg. We are at enmity with it. We are in denial severely about it. So we're gonna be out just singing stupid songs like Who Run the World? Girls. And then there's the other song, All the Women Independent, throw your hands up in there. Girl, you got to know you're gonna down like that. Charlie, how your angels get down like that. Girl, you know the bit that all the money in the world, I done made it. The shoes on my feet, I bought them. Show thing. It's nice to buy the shoes on your own feet. Much of what it is that I have, I bought them myself back when I was independent. Maranakupa le relaxing, le chilling, women. If you don't want to just admit how nice it feels for you to, even though you can afford to pay your own rents, to have some brother pay it make you feel so special, even though you can pay for your own car. It is especially fascinating that somebody else has decided to go and take that burden on his own shoulder. Yeah, even though you can buy your own shoe, but when Jabu and Sizwe do it just feels so special. There is something very encapturing, very enamoring, very love-provoking in the hearts of women when dudes take on typically duty roles in accordance to the scriptures, when they provide and they protect and they man up and they are all strong and all that jazz. Even though you want to be out there with your feministic flair, be trying to act as if though it's not moving, it's not doing anything to you, it's not tigasisaring. This is not distracting. It is just but a fragment of my imagination that I am flattered like no man's business that this dude literally wants to carry bags up the stairs that I can carry myself. There is just something about men being typically men in the very old school chivalrous way of the word that out here causes you to fall splat on the ground with your nose breaking teeth and everything, despite being a prolific feminist. Women inherently, like I said, ontologically, our very nature, how we've been made, want dudes to be the way that God made dudes to be. Care, provide, protect. So when you've got $0 $0 in your bank account and somebody wants to go and transfer a cool million into it, because they want to hop into our pantyhose. It is no wonder we have so many stupid women. I don't want to be a stupid girl out here allowing themselves to award men that are willing to basically transactionally enable them along like this, to take them for a ride for a season, only for them to be left high and dry in the end. It's why women perpetually, even though it doesn't make sense to others, are constantly getting into affairs with either married men or much older men, too old to be with them, like a guy that's out here 45 hanging out with an 18-year-old. The reason why women accommodate that is because inherently, naturally, very intrinsically, from the very get-go, ontologically, at our very nature, from the very bottom, women are meant to fall in love, and women are meant to therefore appreciate gestures of provision, gestures of protection from men. And seeing as in the society sometimes money is hard to come by when you're young, sometimes they are older, these okies, these men, and so therefore they are to be grabbing an 18-year-old and doing everything for them that their parents are not quite getting to fast enough, and then they think that when oh get dumb, oh stupid, and shame. Me, I believe it's all listen.